of the Greater Metro Denver Ministerial Alliance. So Reverend Hughes will be leading us in prayer this morning.
Good morning, and God bless everyone. As we invoke the prayers, I do so with a heavy heart for the times that we're in. Troubling times. It's time when we all must band together. It matters not ethnicity, it matters not political affiliation. It matters about the people. To God be the glory. I praise God and thank Jared for allowing me to lead this invocation this morning. With all heads bowed, please. Most holy God, in your word we read so many stories about the ones you have protected as they left home in search of a better life. Your servant Ruth said, your people will be my people, your God, my God. You loved her and found a place for her in Israel. Scripture inspires us to strive for greater hospitality to the poor, the weak, and strangers. There are families now torn apart who came seeking asylum through our borders. Now they find themselves locked up, split child from parents. Lord, this is not your way. We pray for the hearts and minds of those who can stop this madness. We pray your grace over the children, protect them, give their minds comfort so they are reunited with their parents. We pray for Congress to do the right thing by reinstating the original diversity immigrant visa program. Bring that back together, Lord God, that we not have even more division, Lord God, that equal system, Lord God, to allow your people in. You have blessed us with dreamers who arrive here as children and today seek a way to make their contribution to our common life. We pray for them now. We pray that they will be allowed to work, study, and live in safety. We pray that those in authority may turn away from the demons of prejudice, fear, and scarcity, that they will set their hearts on acts of mercy. We pray that you will give us vision and inspire our concrete actions as we seek to realize our goal of liberty and justice for all. We pray for this campaign. We pray for the leaders and the staffing. We pray that your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Amen.
Amen. And we do stand here today knowing that we cannot wait. This community cannot wait. Dreamers cannot wait. We cannot wait for another politician, another candidate to fulfill the promises that they're making, that they're going to support dreamers, they're going to support the immigrants, they're going to support sanctuary cities, because we know that Jared Polis has already done that. And someone that he's stood alongside and someone that he's fought back with and protected is here with us today, and we will be going back and forth, we'll be translating. But I'm very excited to introduce to you one of Time's 100 most influential people, Janet Guzera.
I'm funded the Metro Denver Sanctuary Coalition. I'm activist for a long time, for 21 years, for labor rights, human rights, civil rights, and immigrant rights. I'm fighting my case for 9 years. I share a little bit for my story. For me, it's more better en Spanish. Cristina Saúl. Soy una madre mexicana, orgullosamente, mujer, madre, abuela, que vino a este país como todo el mundo por una vida mejor.
I am a Mexican mother, a grandmother, a friend, a daughter that came to this country from Mexico for a better life.
Pues vinimos porque a mi esposo había sufrido 3 secuestros express en la Ciudad de México y muchas veces la gente no entiende que venimos huyendo de nuestros países por violencia, no es tanto por dinero sino por violencia. Y decidimos venir, teníamos una hija de solo 6 años y medio porque no queríamos que ella sufriera ese tipo de violencia, ya que también una vez intentaron secuestrarla.
And we came from Mexico because we have suffered a lot of violence. A lot of the times it's not monetary reasons why we leave our countries, it's because of violence. When we left, we had a 6-year-old daughter, and we left because we didn't want her to experience the same violent lives that we had lived.
Y bueno, como todo inmigrante me tocó venir a hacer cualquier tipo de trabajo aunque tenga estudios en mi país. Mi primer trabajo fue de janitor, ganando $5.25 y viendo que también dentro del ramo laboral había muchas injusticias, donde había despidos injustificados, robos de salario y muchas otras cosas más.
And like a lot of immigrants that come to this country, I took any job that I could get. The first job that I had was as a janitor, and I earned $5.25 an hour, facing a lot of unjust firings, a lot of wage theft, and so that was the job that I had taken when I got here.
Y pues recién llegada empecé a ver esas injusticias, empecé a organizar, empecé a aprenderme mi contrato laboral para saber cómo defenderme yo, pero cómo defender a mis compañeros. Y así comencé a organizar, casi llegando a este país sin tener el idioma, la cultura, pero quise saber cómo adaptarme a este sistema.
And then as soon as I got here, I started to learn about my own rights as a worker, and that's how I started organizing. I started organizing the people that I worked with, not really knowing the culture or the environment here, but that's how I really got started organizing the people that I worked with. Really making sure that there was justice for those workers.
A solo 7 meses de estar trabajando y de haber llegado a este país, ya tenía organizado 6 edificios donde toda la gente me buscaba para ayudarle y para apoyarle. Y a esos 7 meses tuve la fortuna que el sindicato CIU Loco 105 me invitó a trabajar directamente con ellos como staff.
And when I was here, I had 6 different buildings that I had organized, and we were all rallying together, and to the point where SEIU invited me to be their organizer as staff.
Fue un tiempo para mí muy bueno porque fue una gran oportunidad donde iba a tener un mejor salario, mejor vida para mi familia, pero también como familia sufrimos un revés. En esos años le diagnosticaron cáncer a mi esposo. Y para mí era difícil mantener mi casa, mi esposo en el hospital, atender a mi hija y tener que pagar biles carísimos del hospital.
And for that new job for me meant a much better lifestyle, good pay, being able to afford things, but at the same time, my husband was diagnosed with cancer. And so I had to deal with paying the out-of-pocket bills. I had to also take care of my daughter and work, and so it was a lot to take on.
Y me tocó ser la cara y la voz para la campaña para seguro médico, para que todos los trabajadores de limpieza pudieran tener seguro médico y que no pagaran tantos biles. Al igual que lo estoy haciendo ahora con derechos de inmigrantes. Y no era fácil contar mi historia, pensar que la persona con la que había vivido 11 años, cuando uno escucha cáncer, significa a veces para uno muerte. Y tenía que estar hablando con cientos de personas, líderes de fe, comunidad, universidades, escuelas, para que entendieran que esos trabajadores invisibles, mientras todos dormimos, ellos están trabajando de noche para que todos encuentren sus oficinas limpias y que merecían seguro médico.
So at that time, I started organizing for all of those workers to get health insurance so that no one would have to go through what I went through, so that everyone could get health insurance and that they wouldn't have to pay out of pocket. I started working with faith leaders, other building managers, to make sure that they understood that the people that clean their buildings, the ones that make sure that their buildings are clean in the mornings, get health insurance.
Y bueno, así ganamos el mejor contrato que hasta este tiempo se ha ganado en este local, donde tuvieron seguro médico, donde tuvieron mejores beneficios y un mejor salario. Decidí salir de ahí porque mi hija me estaba pidiendo tiempo con ella, pero nunca dejé de participar en la comunidad. No he tenido tiempo de tomar vacaciones en 21 años. ¿Por qué? Porque veo la gran necesidad que hay en mi comunidad y seguí trabajando así hasta 2009, que me tocó a mí entrar al sistema de inmigración por leyes injustas como SB 9287G.
So at that time, we were able to win the best contract that has yet been able to pass in this local union. and we've been able to get them health insurance, better benefits, and a better salary. But I also did have to leave that position because my daughter wanted to spend more time with me. And so I had to leave that position, but then in 21 years, I've still been involved and haven't been able to take a vacation in 21 years because there's such a need in that community. But then in 2009, I got in trouble with immigration because of laws like SB 90 and 287G.
Y bueno, me tocó también tomar el valor y decir, ya basta. El tema de inmigración no se está escuchando en Colorado. Alguien tiene que dar la cara por esas injusticias que pasan dentro de los centros de detención. Y decidí salir, hacer mi caso público y empezar a movilizar para que los grupos que antes solo eran de justicia social también ahora hablaran del tema de inmigración.
And so at that time, I didn't see anyone really being a champion from the community that was showing their deportation case. And so I decided to go public with my case and really fight for it and really bring a light to the issue that is coming to the immigrants. And so that's when I decided to go public with my case because I decided that no more. We weren't going to let this affect our community any longer.
Y voy a resumir porque mi historia es larguísima. Durante el tiempo que entré al sistema, he estado 3 veces detenida en centros de detención. 2 veces aquí en Gio, en Aurora, y 1 vez en El Paso Processing Center en Texas, donde me ha tocado vivir en carne propia lo que es estar adentro en las famosas hieleras, sin atención médica, que no nos escuchan, que sufrimos trato inhumano, viendo que esas corporaciones se llenan sus bolsas a costa de nuestro dolor y sufrimiento y de ver sufrir a nuestros hijos.
And I've lived through the incarceration in ICE facilities, twice here in Aurora and once in Texas, living the inhumane treatment that they have in these jails, knowing that me being there fills the pockets of people that are benefiting from our incarceration.
Durante estos años no ha sido fácil. Me ha tocado sufrir muchísimo, me ha tocado llorar en silencio para que mis hijos me vean fuerte. Mis hijos les ha tocado crecer en marchas, protestas, juntas, reuniones de adultos, no tener una infancia como tiene que ser.
It's been a hard time knowing that my kids aren't having a regular childhood. They've been raised at rallies, at marches, at meetings, not being able to have the privilege of having a regular childhood. And I've had to cry in silence and make sure that my kids see me strong so that they know that their mom is fighting.
Y he podido salir gracias a que conozco mis derechos, he organizado a nivel local, a nivel nacional. Estuve ganando 6 extensiones de tiempo, pero este año pasado con la administración Trump todo cambió. Sabiendo que tenía que tomar un reto, había trabajado anteriormente en fundar la coalición Metro Denver Santuario Coalition, que me tomó 9 meses para fundarlo, para crearlo, porque sabía que en algún momento yo lo iba a necesitar.
And so it's been a long, hard fight. And during that time, it took me 9 months to fund the Metro Denver Sanctuary Coalition because I knew that one day I would need it. Even though I've gotten 6 days of deportations with the new administration, I knew that that was something I was going to need.
Y ahora viene la pregunta, ¿por qué estoy hoy yo aquí apoyando la campaña de Polis? Porque durante esos años de lucha, antes de que él entrara a apoyar mi causa, él ya trabajaba para la comunidad muy duro, peleando por educación, por seguro médico, por el movimiento ambiental y por mejores escuelas. Trabajé con su oficina para pedir ayuda y para pedir apoyo, donde él ha liderado, en mi caso, por más de 5 años. Donde él un día, que no lo hace toda la gente, se paró públicamente a mi lado y decirle al director de ICE que no estaba haciendo lo correcto. No todos los candidatos tienen el valor de hacer
So why am I here? Why am I supporting Jared Polis for governor? Because before he championed my case, he was the champion of education, of healthcare, of the environment. And when he decided to start fighting for my case, he stood up there with me and told the director of ICE that he is doing wrong by keeping me in deportation proceedings.
Durante esos más de 5 años hemos vivido, tanto ellos como yo, muchas cosas y muchos retos difíciles. Pero yo escuché de su oficina decir, vamos a hacer hasta lo imposible para que no te separen de tu familia. Y lo han cumplido. Sigo aquí.
And it's been a long, hard fight, but I have heard his office say that we're not going to stop until you're reunited with your family. And to this day, they've lived up to that because I'm still here and I'm still with my family.
El año pasado me tocó tomar ese reto de decirle al señor Trump, no voy a permitir que me saques de este país porque voy a pelear con uñas y dientes para seguir con mis hijos. Me refugié en santuario por 86 días que no fueron fáciles. Esos 86 días su oficina estuvo ahí, luchando conmigo, viéndome llorar, viéndome sufrir. Pero ellos lucharon a mi lado para que yo siga hasta hoy aquí. Y yo no es fácil que apoye a algún candidato. Yo siempre digo, no soy rojo, no soy azul. Porque aunque no voto, sí muevo mucha gente. Y yo voy a apoyar a la gente que esté ayudando a mi comunidad en general, incluyéndonos a nosotros como inmigrantes.
So I stood up to the administration and I told them that I was going to fight tooth and nail to stay with my family. I stayed in sanctuary for 86 long days, and that entire time Jared's office was there fighting alongside me. And so I am not one to easily endorse a candidate. I always say that I'm not red and I'm not blue, but with Jared has stood there with me that entire time.
Por esa razón les pido a ustedes, he visto las campañas de otros candidatos y tengo que mencionar nombres, porque hubo un candidato que mientras yo estaba sufriendo dentro del santuario, separada de mis hijos porque solo me podían ver los fines de semana, un candidato usó mi historia para pedir dinero. Y eso no es justo, que nos usen, que nos utilicen nuestro dolor y nuestros sufrimientos sin pedirnos permiso si estamos de acuerdo en utilizar nuestras historias. Mike Johnson no hizo lo correcto.
And so while I was in sanctuary, a candidate used my story while I was in pain and my kids could only see me on the weekends. One candidate used my story to fundraise. Mike Johnston did the incorrect thing by using my story to fundraise for his benefit, using my pain and my suffering and not asking for permission.
Yo sé que si votan por el Polis es nuestra mejor opción, porque va a ser un gobernador que realmente va a estar apoyando a la comunidad LGTBQ, que va a estar apoyando por mejor educación, seguro médico, apoyando a las familias inmigrantes. Ahora mismo tenemos 4 mujeres en santuario. Una estaba peleando por un perdón con el gobernador Hickenlooper. Esperamos que a esas mujeres las tomen en cuenta, no importa cuál sea el gobernador, porque muchas veces dependemos de ellos para poder seguir y resistir nuestros casos.
So I know Jared is going to be a champion for LGBTQ people, for health insurance, for the environment, and for immigrants. And there are 4 women right now across this state in sanctuary, and one of them asked for a pardon from the governor. And so it doesn't matter who the governor is, but I just want them to keep those women in mind that they are in sanctuary. And I know Jared will be that champion.
Ahora me toca pararme al aquí y sin pedir nada a cambio. Quiero presentar aquí al que todavía es congresista, Polis, y nuestro futuro gobernador.